Greetings. Welcome back, current subscribers, new subscribers, sometimes viewers, and those of you who are here for the very first time. I am Legacy Moon, and this is True Crime and Mysteries. Well, this is just going to be a quick video. I am not going to be doing a reaction or review or, any of those things. I'm going to be doing a little bit of commentary, which is kind of a continuation of just a teeny bit of what we talked about on my live last night. Now, if you missed that live, you might want to go back and check it out. We had good information, good conversation. And I know that it's a little long, but hey, watch it in 2 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts, but make sure you watch it. Let's get into this. So I held a live last night and talked about the plea deal that was entered on behalf of Nesta Williams, and we talked about Puffy's or Diddy's possibility of being charged with a RICO. That was just a conversation we had as, what if or could it happen? So we all know that the infamous court blogger, the one with boots on the ground that knows everything going on in that Fulton County courthouse, but didn't seem to know that they were getting ready to come in there and cuff her and take her away. That lady. Okay. She did a live and she said some things that I think is just a downright lie. Now, if I'm wrong, I'll come on here and admit, she was right. But for now, I'm calling her a liar. And I will tell you what it was and why I say she's lying. So she did this live last night and she told everyone that Erika's plea deal was rejected by the judge. Well, I didn't watch that live. I just didn't have it in me. But there were others who were there in the chat and on the panel who did see that. That little piece of the video. And, everybody was telling me what she said and everybody was in agreement. Yeah, this is what she said. Well, this morning I got thinking about it and I said, I did my video and I stand by the live that we did last night, but I personally need to watch her video just so I can at least say for myself that I saw it. So I watched this video where she proceeds to let the people know that Erika's plea deal was rejected. And she further went on to tell everybody, there are lots of things going on in the courthouse and you have to be there to get that information, and not everybody has it. The same information that she said nobody was going to have when it came to his RICO transcripts. Just all of the things that you can simply go in the Odyssey system and see, which apparently she doesn't. We're supposed to believe that this is what happened, but yet nothing has been officially put in writing. So until it's put in writing, I don't believe it. And furthermore, like I said, I don't care if her boots are on the ground or in the air or sideways in the limousine. She's lying. Why would the judge? Erika was just there. Nesta was just there. Why would she stand before the judge and in front of Will Wooten and her attorney and, say, I want to make my former plea. I want to accept the deal and be sentenced all at the same time. So that's why we didn't have her, the deal being accepted right there in court, because she decided she wanted it done all at once. And the judge was like, okay. So you now want us to believe that 5 days later, that the judge says, we're not going to do this plea. It's rejected. And he held these things have to be done on the record. They're not going to just do stuff and it's not on the record somewhere, be it a record. And it was just Erika, her attorney, the prosecutor, and the judge, or on record public so that we all can see it. Regardless of whatever way they do it, it has to be done on record. Now, when people in her chat started to question her about that, she says, sometimes they have hearings and they're secret hearings. And why is that a secret? Nothing else was. And here again, I say, it is not in the system. Now, if it pops up there today and, I'm wrong, oh, well, I'll say, well, for once, and I do mean once, she had accurate information. But until I see that and on the system, until Pam talks about it or Real Talk Bougie talks about it, or I think Lady T-Bug, I think she goes in the system too. All of the people who can seem to pull up documents, until I hear from them, it didn't happen. It never happened. This would not be the first time that she has made something up. Let's go back. Let's talk about how she tried to say that Sonia was involved with the, Danielle Diamonds thing. What else did she say? What else has she said? She's just made a lot of claims that we found out in this case that are not true. And this woman, this is the same woman, you go and visit this man. What does she go? Once a week? Every 2 weeks? However often she goes. She didn't even know that his divorce hearing had been postponed. She was up all on her live talking about, oh yes, Ernest, his divorce hearing is today. And it had been like over 2 weeks ago. People knew that it was rescheduled and what the new date was. This woman didn't even know that, and she talks to him. Therefore, I don't believe anything she says until I see it in writing with my own eyes or hear it from a reliable source. It didn't happen. Also, let's talk about this gag me order. The one where Sean Hoover put in paperwork wanting to have a gag order put on the press, on, I guess the jail calls, the news, the internet, content creators, a gag order on, everything. Well, gag me. You can't request a gag order for something and you've been talking all this time. This man just did an interview, the day before his 39 count RICO came out. He did an interview then. You cannot go and ask for privacy and gag orders and things when this man has publicly spoken all this time. And another thing I found out when I did watch half, because I didn't watch the whole thing of that lady's live, is that she just had a visit with him the other day, and she's going to be playing that, I believe she said tonight. So if this man wants his privacy and he wants to gag us with an order, why is she going to her platform to play yet again another Bible study prayer vigil? Why? So this gag order thing, it's a joke and it's not going to work. And I'm glad. And at the same time was wondering when Dennis, countered that, I was wondering in my head, was somebody like him or another news outlet going to challenge that? Because the gag order I'm speaking of, because he has been available talking all this time. Let's not forget, he had a little brief interview with Tasha K. So this man has been talking and has made himself available. And let's find somebody else who has, a couple 100,000 or 1 million followers. He'll go on their platform too to plead his case. I bet he would. So therefore, and he, y'all know he was shady talking about, Sylvia's 20-some thousand followers that she does have. And he said it wasn't nothing. So, but like I was saying, let somebody with a huge platform say they want to interview him or whatever. He'll jump to it. And I know he would, because that's that man's personality. And he really thinks that it is the media or the internet, these jail calls. He thinks all of that has made people look at him and prejudge him as guilty. I would say innocent until proven guilty. However, I mean, I'm just looking at the evidence, and we haven't even seen all of the evidence. We just know the little bit that we do have access to. And he looks culpable in all of the things to me, but innocent until proven guilty, of course. So that's it. That's all. I just wanted to come on here. I wanted to put it on record that I did go and see her live. And I do think she's full of shit. And I don't believe, what I do believe is that she probably went on Dennis's or Pam's channel, saw the hearing, because we all know she wasn't there. You know, when Nesta was up there, she was out there, pleading her case and calling security. I will never let that go. But she was doing that while he was doing his plea, and while Erika was doing hers, she was sitting up there singing, having praise and worship, while Dennis was on his platform trying to explain all of the things that we saw happen in the blink of an eye with Nesto's hearing. So we know she wasn't in there for Erika's hearing, but I do believe she has watched a video and she's misinterpreting what was said in the video. So, and she said, y'all don't have to believe me if y'all don't want to. Okay, I'm cool with that because I don't. So that is it. That is all. That's all I wanted to say. That's my little drop of commentary. And if y'all do, she talks about Erika in the first moments of her video when it comes on. And, of course, you fast forward past, her initial coming on and greeting. But she talks about that very briefly in the beginning and moves on. So if anybody hasn't seen it and wants to run over there and peek at it right quick, you can. But basically, that's what she is saying. The plea deal was rejected, although it has not been put on any record that it was rejected. And if I'm wrong, I'll come back on and say, hey, she was right for a change. But until then, nah. I thank you for listening. And once again, I am Legacy Moon. And if you are not subscribed to me, go on up and hit that subscribe button. Make it happen. Tap the notification bell. Tell a friend. Tell a foe. And most of all, share my video. Bars. Anyway, and as I always do, please make sure you thumbs up this video to keep me in Al's rhythm. That's the algorithm.